Oh, I guess we've already started. Well, ain't that just special? I didn't even shut the door or anything. We're going to have some echo and some weird things going on, especially when I get loud and vocal as I sometimes do. Welcome to the Prep Show, everybody. It is, almost 8 o'clock. It's about a minute away, and we do this every night, 8 o'clock. I guess it's a good time. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know if it's a bad time, and, just let me know. We'll do it at a different time. I'm not going to do it any later, though. Oh, my God. I used to get up early all the time to do the radio show. I was getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning every day. And now that's no longer there, and I don't have a reason to be up super early, then I've been sleeping in a bit. Staying up later, sleeping in a bit, and not really setting an alarm clock. It's been kind of nice. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, I've got this new client that I'm working with, and it's going to be on a sort of a daily basis, and we're doing the technical stuff to try to figure out how we're going to do what we're going to do. You know, it's all stuff. It's all stuff. They're going to pay me, I guess, at some point. That's good. But it involves me getting up. I thought I could get up at 5:30 and get everything accomplished. I was wrong. So I'm now going to start getting up at 5. Very unhappy about that. So if you want me to change the time that we do this show, later is not an option because I will be nappy nap time by like 9:30 because I'm old. Anyway, I am Michael Newman. Welcome to the show. Do me a favor, go to the website, michaelnewmanproductions.com. That's michaelnewmanproductions.com, just like it sounds. And you can contact me that way. You can send an email that way. That'd be great too. Check out all the social media. And do me a favor with the social media. I got a message last night from a Facebook friend of mine. It was someone I went to high school with, someone I've known forever. And, of course, we've lost touch and all that. And apparently, we've been friends for a year or two or something like that. But I guess he just saw this person that was friends with some of his friends and, sent a request, or I sent a request, whatever it was. But he didn't know who I was. Had no idea. And it's not his fault. I have a radio name that I've used for 15 years, which is not the name that most people, the people from my previous life know me by, so they get a little confused. And he saw my face doing this show. He's like, oh, I know who that bald loser is. So, although I wasn't bald in high school, I had a large coif of hair. I could still grow it back, but why? It's a big pain in the ass. So check out all the social media. And we're going to try to do the Discord thing tonight. If you're out there streaming and you want to try to be a part of the show, I would love to have you do that. I tweeted out the link, and Facebook should have the link for Discord, some sort of app that's supposed to work famously. It's an app for gamers. It allows them to talk back and forth. I've heard a couple of YouTube users do it with live phone calls on the air, and they sound really good. They sound way better than like a telephone call on a radio station. So we're going to give that a try. You can also tweet me and all that cool stuff, and make sure you check out the Patreon page and share everybody about it, even if you can't or won't support the show yourself. Tell other people too. If you won't support the show, then find people you don't like, tell them to support the show. Wouldn't that be a good time? I think it would. What is on the news today? We're going to start with the Blaze instead of the Drudge Report today. I only go to a couple of different places because there's only a couple of different places that really do the news that matters. There's a lot of other crap out there, and there's a couple of places that do a pretty good job. I've got to change a little setting in here real quick. This is not going to look good. This is so unprofessional. I should be fired. Oh, wait, I was. Anyway, so here we go. We're looking at Megyn Kelly's beautiful face. Little story on the Blaze. I call it a gotcha story. This is how bad Megyn Kelly's ratings have gotten already. Well, we've got to check that out. Do you like Megyn Kelly? I don't. And I lost respect for her during one of the debates when you got a bunch of people up there during the presidential election. And I believe this is a primary debate. And she started debating Donald Trump and bringing out audio and let's cut to the tape and I'm going to go get this guy instead of moderating the debate like she was supposed to do. I mean, it was the same sort of scenario that we had complained that, more liberal news outlets had done, to our candidates when they were on their channels. And yet when they get to Fox News, which I believe was one of, if not the number one debate watched, she starts doing the same thing except for towards Donald Trump. And, I'm sorry, I just don't have any respect for her. And I don't have to because it's America and you don't deserve my respect. You have to earn it. Megyn Kelly's show is already experiencing an enormous drop in ratings after only a week of being on air. And it's so bad that her show was beaten in total viewers by the return of, return anchor of the news on Monday morning. The news guy came in and he did a better job. According to Adweek, a return on CBS 60 Minutes not only beat Megyn Kelly's show, Sunday Night with Megyn Kelly on NBC, but garnered more than twice the total viewers. So I guess leaving Fox News is a good idea. Yeah. Well, to end your career, certainly. I'm sure she got a big payday, though. I'm sure she got a big payday. And she still got a name out there. Here's the thing. Once you get to that level, you don't have to be any good. Once you get to that level, you don't have to be any good. You don't have to get ratings. All you have to get is buzz, and then you'll get paid. For some reason, you'll get paid. There's no such thing as having a scenario where people are the one and only trusted name in cable news. We don't have that. That doesn't exist. About 3.6 million viewers watched Kelly's show, while more than 7.9 million watched her head-to-head competitor. A return on 60 Minutes. Well, there you go. Yeah, she sucks. And will make more in a month than I'll make in my entire broadcasting career. It's another reason I hate her. Like deep-seated hate. Talentless hack. Liberal triggered by Sessions mansplaining. Uh-oh. What's this mansplaining thing? What's this mansplaining? It's called, ladies and gentlemen, mansplaining. It's called communicating. It's calling being assertive. If you hear something and it seems as if someone doesn't know and you're there, if you have a vagina, then you can help. But if that vagina is dangling down, so to speak, then you can't help. That's sexist. That's wrong. You can't do it just because of what hangs out between your legs. Isn't that nice? So good. Let's see. Liberals were at the ready to tweet outrage if anyone dared to interrupt Democratic Senator Camille Harris from California during the Senate Intelligence Committee testimony of Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Well, who cares? Or, I've got my phone out. If you see anything I don't like, I'm going to tweet about it. I'm going to express my anger in 149 characters or less because it's all I know how to do. And I'm going to use weird emojis and things that no one can understand. That's one thing I hate about Twitter is a lot of people, in texting, they use the text in the Twitter speak. To me, that's the same as trying to figure out personalized license plates. And that really pisses me off. Everybody else in the car gets it, but you're just sitting there going, I don't know what any of this is. Apparently, there was a combative exchange in which Sessions snapped at Harris for interrupting him, providing them the opportunity to yell racism and sexism on social media. Do they need an opportunity? Oh, wait. I'm going to wait until there's something really legitimately bad so I can say it and have some sort of credibility. Yes, that's what Twitter trolls do. Certainly. Let's hear. Let's check it out. See what happened.
I don't believe I had any conversation with Russian businessmen or Russian nationals.
Are you aware of any
Although
communications?
a lot of people were at the convention, it's conceivable that somebody
Sir,
came
I
up to me.
have just a few.
Well, you let me qualify it. If I don't qualify it, you'll accuse me of lying. So I need to be correct as best I can.
I do want you to be honest.
And I'm not able to be rushed this fast. It makes me nervous.
Are you?
Well, that didn't seem very combative, really. It didn't seem like mansplaining. It sounded like old man. Mansplaining and old man are completely different things. Hi, you're asking me a question, and I'm trying to answer it, and if I don't answer it the way you want me to, you're going to say I'm a liar, and I'm not a liar. I was in WW2. And, well, I don't think he was in WW2. He's not quite that old, but that's kind of how he was acting, right? I think that's the best part about hearing aids. You know what? They should sell dummy hearing aids. Wouldn't that be a great business? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot my batteries. They're broken. I put a battery in. It's just nothing. I can't hear you, and I don't want to. Ooh, even better. Better idea. Noise-canceling hearing aids. Yes! Hearing aids that actually induce deafness. Now, that's a product I could get behind. Somebody wants to develop that, I will advertise it for free right here on the Michael Newman Show. I don't know if it's going to help, but by God, I think we'll sell a butt ton of those things. Hearing aids that induce deafness. You know, it's what do you call it? A marital aid. I think that would be good. And you know what? It goes. Ladies can have them too. You know, you can just walk around the house, not listening to each other. Probably get some dark sunglasses so you can't see each other, and then you'll have a very, very happy life. That is the best marriage, where you don't even know that person exists. Or so I've been told. Military expert concurs with Mattis's assessment that the U.S. lacks combat readiness. Well, okay. What combat are you talking about here? We haven't stopped being in combat. Are you saying we're not ready? No one's learned how to do it by now? We've been at war since 2001. We've been at war continually since 2001. We've had troops deployed on a constant stream since 2001. We're not combat ready? What sort of combat, what sort of war are we talking about here? Now, what if maybe World War III? Maybe not. But we got a lot of drones, and it's going to take a while for anybody to get troops over here. So I think we got enough time to arm up and get ready to go. I don't know. It just sounds like a money grab. There's a couple of different ways to get money, and both parties use different things. You know, the leftists, they use, hey, we're going to pay for your life, and then the government gives them money, and then the right-leaning people, they say, hey, we're going to protect your life, and then they get money, and it seems to have worked over a period of time. But I don't know. I think it's just a bunch of people with power that like to spend money. Let's see. Watch. Newt Gingrich was sickened at paid hackers attacking the Department of Justice officials in 1989. Oh, okay. Were there computers in that? Could you hack in 1989? Is that even possible? I mean, 1989, they still had, we had rotary phones, right? I mean, come on. They literally had that thing. Do you remember the thing you used to see? It was high tech in like the early 80s computer movies. It was this thing that looked like a oversized soap dish, and it had two cups on it, and you would pick up the rotary phone and you would jam it in this deal, and the computer would talk via the phone line. It was sweet. That was the height of consumer technology, and with that device, you could build a woman. Yes, you could build a woman. Well, you had to wear a bra on your head. I am referring, of course, to Weird Science, one of the greatest movies ever in the history of American cinema. Just saying. Did you watch the Sessions thing today? I didn't watch the Sessions thing today. I was busy with some other stuff trying to trying to make some money, so I didn't get into it. I did click over at one point in time. I guess they took a recess and then came back, and then Sessions was answering questions, and I watched for about 3 minutes because the senator that was questioning him was not talking about anything related to the reason he was there. He was like, global warming. What do you think of that? It's global, it's hot. It's getting hot, and I don't like the heat. See, air conditioning is expensive. Yeah, it's like totally expensive. And it uses a lot of power, The air conditioning uses a lot of power. It's expensive. So if we were to get colder, then we wouldn't need air conditioning, and we wouldn't use as much power. And I don't like to be hot. I mean, that's pretty much all I heard for 3 or 5 minutes straight, whatever it was. And I was eating at the time. I was about to puke in my soup. What else is going on? Rand Paul expresses fierce opposition to Saudi Arabia arms deal ahead of vote in the Senate. Well, I don't necessarily disagree with him. Look, Saudi Arabia.
The Blaze Radio Network.
No, go away. I don't want, no. Mute. Thank you. God dang it, people interrupting my show. I don't necessarily disagree with that, okay? Saudi Arabia, not a good group of people. Not a good group of people. And they haven't treated America very well. The 9/11 attackers, many of them from Saudi Arabia. They're big into Sharia law there. They're like cutting heads off and female genital mutilation and a whole bunch of really funky stuff like that. And yet we're buddy-buddy with them because of oil and well, I guess tradition. It's a tradition of oil because we've gotten it from them from so long. We've had to kiss their burqas for so long that I guess we just have this sort of cozy relationship with them. But I mean, I guess from a standpoint of creating a buffer against Iran, it might not be a bad idea to arm the Saudis because the Saudis have an interest in making sure Iran doesn't begin to spread. I don't know. I mean, we're making some money off of it. It's billions of dollars, but not trillions. If it were trillions of dollars, maybe we just 10 times the price of everything. You want something that we make, fine. We'll sell it to you. Here's the price. American-made weapons are the best on the market, and you're going to pay a premium for it. I guess that's how you have to do it. We're the Mercedes of weapons and death. Senator Rand Paul asked the Senate to vote today in opposition to the $110 billion arms deal President Donald Trump made with the Saudi Arabian people during his first overseas trip last month, asking the United States should give money or arms to Saudi Arabia at all. Well, we're making money giving arms. So if you don't want to arm them, which we've done, and I think all of their Air Force is American made. My baby is American made. I don't know. I sang on the podcast today. I don't know why I was doing that. So, but we're making money off of this one. It's been a long time since the United States has made any money off of anything. He argued that selling the weapons is a huge mistake because every time they help the United States, they hurt it twice as much. He paraphrased one of the emails between former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and John Podesta. We must put pressure on Saudi Arabia and Qatar because they're supplying logistical and financial support to ISIL. Is that true? It's possible, I guess. ISIL, ISIS, Daesh. I always forget to call them Daesh. They don't like Daesh. Yeah, we should tweet Daesh. Everybody, go out, tweet Daesh. Death to Daesh. That'll get them. So it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they saw it in their long-term interest to support ISIS, then I'm sure they would, just like every other country would. Now, having said that we should crack down on Saudi Arabia and Qatar because they're supplying logistical and financial support to ISIS, coming from Hillary Clinton and John Podesta. You have to remember who these people are. They are the people that decided to take out Muammar Gaddafi because it'd be fun and created ISIS. They created a power vacuum that was consumed by a bunch of super, super radical people. And in very, very short order, they take over massive, massive sections of property in the Middle East. And now we're in trouble. So thank you, Hillary. That's fantastic that you do that for us. Dennis Rodman heads to North Korea again. Oh, wow. Well, there you go. You remember, oh, God. Has it been 2 years ago? Maybe 3 years ago? When that disease was out there, right? It was the horrible, I can't even remember the name of it. It was this virus. Because there's a new virus every year, but this one was bad, right? This one was the one that made you bleed from your eyes and your asshole, and then you die. Super, super virulent and easily communicable. And people are saying, okay, well, this one, dude, if this one spreads, like everyone's dead. Everyone save no one. Everyone's dead. And then there was somebody, it was a doctor, an American doctor or something like that. And the United States military came in and said, oh, what do you got going on down there? Ooh, looks like you're bleeding from the eyes. Well, we've got this bag of stuff we're going to inject into you. We'll see if that works. They inject that stuff in there. The next day, he's playing tennis. Maybe not that good, but they had the juice, man. I'm convinced that it was Tang, but maybe that's what Dennis Rodman is, sort of in the flesh, to North Korea. Maybe he is our deterrent in North Korea. Maybe they don't even want him there. It's like, we're going to send Rodman back over there. But Rodman's actually an alien who is impenetrable to all forms of weaponry. So he can just go over there and smoke all their weed and drink all their booze and annoy them, such to the point that they will beg us to take Rodman back in exchange. They will just give up all the nuclear weapons. That's a feasible thing. That is a feasible thing. What is happening on Drudge? Let's see what's happening there. They're still talking about that New York play, Julius Caesar play, that kills Trump. And it's fine. There's nothing to see here. We're leftists. We can kill whoever we want to kill. That's how we get political powers, by killing people and hurting them. So, fantastic. The NFL's first female player. Wow. Have you ever seen a confetti bag explode? Maybe you drop it. There you're, doing some sort of arts and crafts, and you've got the glue on the paper, and all the confetti's in a little bag. It's a big old bag. Or glitter, like that. And you're going to sprinkle the glitter. You just sprinkle the glitter. That's the extent of my arts and crafts capability. Elmer's glue, little glitter. There's a picture for you. If you drop that, and the bag decides to give way, you're going to have this enormous cloud of stuff to pick up. Most of the pieces will be in your house until it burns to the ground. I have a feeling that might be what happens when a female NFL player gets slammed by a 300-pound linebacker that could probably eat the goalpost. Those guys are enormous. They're fast. They're strong. They're out of control. One day, teacher, 115 degree outside of Phoenix Highway 202, interstate desert, sunlight bouncing out. What's all those flowery language? Why? Just tell me the story. What's her name? What's she doing? Becca Longo. She's 18 and can kick a ball further than you can. Well, everybody can kick a ball further than I can. If I raise my leg above the level of my other knee, then I will completely tear my crotch out. I'm not an athlete. Anyway, I'm not a mathlete either, which means I pretty much have no skills. She's got a scholarship, and she's just getting started. And Wonderful. Okay. Maybe she's not in the NFL. Oh, is this the first? Well, thank God. Yeah. Well, maybe she'll be in college football, and some of those guys go to the NFL. They're pretty big too, and she'll get whacked, and she'll be like, "Oh," she won't even say anything. It'll just be like, oh, that's why I'm not supposed to do this. Okay, well, I'm gonna go get in that big tub full of ice right now and die. Have a nice game. Very good possibility. Plus, look at this. Look, she's gorgeous. No one that good looking is going to be good enough to play in the NFL. It's just not going to happen. Death Valley, 122 degrees. Who cares? It's Death Valley. Don't go there. Right? It's a valley where death happens. Oh, let's go have a drive. No. It's Death Valley. Plus, like I said just the other day, what was it in Iran last year? 140 degrees. So just give me a break. Cosby's still waiting for his fate. We'll see what happens there. Let's see. Daily aspirin behind more than 3,000 deaths a year. God, I love this stuff. Don't you love these stories? Okay. Is it just me, or maybe I'm the only one that heard this? Okay. I believe it was for people with heart conditions. If you've got a heart condition, then you take an aspirin a day, and it's supposed to, maintain you, fix you. It's all good stuff. Now they're saying people die all the time. I like that. All those things, everything. If a doctor comes out and says, hey, this is good for you, slap him in the face. Or her. I don't care. Because they don't know. None of that stuff that they do is actual science, especially when it comes to health and wellness or diet. Anybody tells you about a diet, they don't know jack, because the studies that they do behind it are very, very dubious, and it turns out like 80% of all that type of scientific knowledge turns out to be incorrect. And if you've been on this planet for more than 6 minutes, you'll remember there was a time when butter bad. Oh, can't do butter. And it was margarine great. Oh, and that lasted for a while. And fat was bad. No fat. No, we'll get rid of the fat. And then, maybe we should do fat again. And the margarine stuff, that was poison the entire time. I can't believe it's not butter. I can't believe you're not dead. So there's that. And eggs. Does anyone out there have any idea if eggs are good for you or not? Or whether you should eat eggs or run from them like they're the devil? Do you know? I don't know. It's like every third year of my life, eggs good, eggs bad, eggs good, eggs bad. No one knows. Eat whatever you want, and maybe you'll die early and not have to wait for Social Security. Taking a daily aspirin for far more dangerous is far more dangerous than was thought, causing more than 3,000 deaths a year. A major study suggests millions of pensioners should be reconsidering taking the pills, which are taken almost half of the time by elderly people to ward off heart attacks and stroke, researchers say. How are the people dying? That's my question. Is it directly aspirin-related death? And if the people that were taking the aspirin stopped taking the aspirin, would more or less than 3,000 people be dead in a year? I don't know. How do you, with huge numbers of people like this, with each individual physiology being different, how is it that you could possibly come up with a rational scientific number that tells you in a general way if aspirin is good or bad? The answer is you can't. So all these stories are fake. The study, you see, is by Oxford University and found that those over the age of 75 are on borrowed time, you old bastards. That's what they should have said. I mean, 70. Look, I shouldn't say that. That's horrible. My parents are in their 70s. I think Dad is, God, I don't even know how old Dad is. He's like 71, something like that. I still think he's in better shape than I am, which frankly isn't saying much, but still So he's got a long life ahead of him. All my grandparents lived into their 90s. Ugh, God, you know how much retirement I would have to have? It's just depressing. It's depressing. My only retirement fund at this point in time is a bad parachute instructor. That's it. A bad parachute instructor. Yeah, we'll just, just jump out. Oh, you can jump anytime. Just put it on when you're going down. It'll be fine. That guy. Let's see what else is going on. Death of human stock investor. There's human stock? I thought human trafficking was illegal. So if somebody doing human trafficking dies, is that okay? I don't know. Comedy Central will bleep out the president's name. What? Let's see here. I want to pause or mute this because there's all this stuff coming up. In the months since Donald Trump's election, countless TV shows have rejiggered their new episodes to reflect the tumultuous political climate. Broad City joins the ranks when it returns to Comedy Central for its fourth season, which is deeply rooted in this time, says co-creator. The stoner sitcom follows two friends living and working in New York, mining humor from unusual roommates, empowered hookups, and madcap misadventures. Does anybody watch it? I've never actually heard of this show before. What is it? Broad City? No. Yeah, I don't think anybody else has heard of it either. They just put these things on the air so they have the reason to pay untalented people that will say what they want them to say. College students trade privacy for pizza. I don't think that's it's not that bad. Oh, God, pizza pie sounds really good right now. It does. Ooh. I may have to go to the Papa Murphy's. God, I love Papa. Oh, it's 8:30. Ah! It's going to be closed. And I won't even get takeout anymore. I won't do that. Papa Murphy's is my favorite. I know there's a lot of people out there. Papa Murphy's sucks. Well, I hope you die of cancer tomorrow. Papa Murphy's is fantastic. Everything is good. I like it. Leave me the hell alone. Let's see here. Americans may claim to value privacy, but their actions suggest otherwise. Nearly 3/4 of people, 74% in the United States, believe it's very important to be in control of who can get information about them. And 60% say that they would never feel comfortable sharing their email contacts. However, the vast majority of college students, 98%, gave away their friend's email when promised a free pizza. Well, you're not doing it to yourself. You're doing it to Bart over there, and screw that guy. I'm getting free pizza pie. Yeah, you want his social security number too? I could probably get his mother's maiden name. Whatever you want to do. Oh, is that double meat? Let's rock and roll. Screw Bob. Yeah. A recent study of about 3,100 Massachusetts Institute of Technology students published in the National Bureau of Economic Research found. Well, aren't the kids at MIT already competitive? Isn't that, the way it is? I'm sure they do a lot. Granted, they're hard workers and they're all in a scientific field and they sort of understand things. But at the end of the day, once you get to a certain point in your career, your school career, you're starting to look around at the other people at this super elite institution. And you're realizing that in this chosen field, this scientific field that you've got, there's not a lot of people in this field. And most of them that will be taking the jobs in the future in this one specific field are in that classroom right then. All right? So you're looking around, you got Sally, you got Jake over there, and you're like, screw those guys. I'm giving away their contact info for pizza pie. I have no problems with that. It's perfectly fine. Oh no. Oh my God. Okay. House of Filth Couple guilty of hoarding 170 Yorkies. That is, oh my God. That is a disaster. That is a nightmare within a nightmare. They seem cool. I don't know. San Diego is where this happened. A couple who are arrested after more than 170 Yorkshire Terriers and Yorkie mixed dogs, probably the slutty ones that, got out. A couple of mommies out there that said, I don't know who the dad was. Could be a Rottweiler. Anyway, were found in filthy conditions in their home and other locations, pleaded guilty today to a pair of felony animal abuse charges. Mark, 72, and Christy, 62, will be placed on 3 years probation when they are sentenced July 11th. Well, if you know what the sentence is, why do you need a sentencing? Why don't you just send a memo? Or just, what's my sentence going to be? I don't know, check the paper. That wouldn't be good, wouldn't it? That's how they should do it. They should just, guilty or innocent, the verdict should be tweeted. That will be the official method of legal discourse. Maybe that would be better. Maybe it would be a better legal system if all contact between parties, okay, all prosecutors prosecuting somebody, all defense attorneys defending somebody, and all interaction with a judge had to be in 140 characters or less, and it could be no more than 140 messages. There you go. I mean, you'd have to be very clear and concise about what you did. There could be no ambiguous language, right? That's a fun deal. Twitter court. That could be an idea. That'd be fun to do on the internet. Maybe. Okay, it wouldn't be any fun at all. Might be fun for me because I would make fun of all the people that were actually doing this stupid idea. Smoking rate 40% about in the nation's less educated people. Yeah, them less educated people. There's the one that smoke. You know why? Because we want to get cancer and die. Because we have no jobs and there's nothing fun or good in the world anymore. Am I in a bad mood? I've been up a long time. Oh, I like this one. Well, probably it's been 36 minutes. I try to keep the show to about half an hour. I don't want to steal your whole night. Sometimes I go off on a rant here. But we got to see the college student caught shoplifting from, I would imagine that's Walmart. Let's click out of this. Walmart. You always shoplift from the Walmart. Said that she was studying kleptomania. That's actually, it's a pretty good one. That's, okay. Well, and I'll put it back. You want me to put it back? It'll be fine. In Wyoming, a college student told officers she was working on a term paper on kleptomania after she was caught shoplifting, faces 3 felony charges. What if you were studying kleptomania? Why would you have to be a kleptomaniac? Wouldn't you, as a researcher, want to study someone who was a kleptomaniac versus, and then as a control, you have another person that is not the kleptomaniac, and then write your paper on that. It's sort of in broad terms. I don't think you need to try it. I guess maybe if you're saying, people aren't broken, they just realized it's really fun to steal. And it's like a drug and they can't control it. So then when people steal, they're ill and we can't hold it against them. We can't throw them in prison. That would be wrong. The paper there said 23-year-old Linda Marie was arrested on June 5 after trying to leave a Walmart with nearly $1,900 worth of merchandise. That's a lot. What did she get? The Walmart for $1,900. I mean, did she try to shoplift a zero turn or something? That could be fun. You remember the see them in the movies all the time, usually around a broken down gas station. You put a quarter in it, it's got the little horse that bobs back and forth. Remember that? Yeah. That would have been fun to steal. I'm not into stealing. I don't like, I've never stolen anything before in my life, and that's absolutely true. But wouldn't that be a good random thing to steal? You know, and you work for weeks to work out the perfect theft. And the guy that owns the place walks in, and it takes him 3 days to realize the thing is gone. And he's like, well, it was broken anyway, and now I can put in a pop machine. Yeah. Court records say that investigators found thousands of dollars worth of stolen items in her dorm room at the college. Apparently, this wasn't just $1,900 of stuff in one. In one, outing at the Wally World. Where you've got a bunch of clothes underneath that have pockets in them, and you're shoving meat in your pants. And I always like that. Everybody, if you're going to steal something, you got to shove it in your shorts. I like that. Well, because if you shove it in your shorts, I go in the backside. That's what I do. And that way, even if they find you, they're not going to want it back. They'll be like, yeah, you know what? We'll write it off. That's fine. We have insurance. It's good. So there's that. What else is going on here? You know what? It's now 40 minutes of me, actually a little bit longer, so we're going to wrap up the prep show for today. Thank you so much for joining me, those who did. We will continue to do this, hopefully every night, 8 o'clock. Just tune in, and we'll be on Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. Please do me a favor. Tell your friends about the show. I really need to grow the show and get as many followers as I can, as many Twitter followers and people checking out the podcast, people checking out the live shows that we do. It would help me out tremendously if I could broaden that reach just a little bit. So tell everyone you know who I am, what I do, and tell them to check out the show. Go to the website, michaelnewmanproductions.com. All the pertinent links are there, and especially the support icon. If you can find it in your heart and in your wallet to support the show, it's real inexpensive. There's a $1 and a $5 level on there, and it gets you some special stuff. There's rewards that you get for signing up, and some of those rewards really aren't going to kick in until I have enough subscribers to make it work. So, see what you can do. Just go to the website. You can click on support, and it'll tell you all about Patreon. It's very safe. A lot of people do it, and see if you can help out the show. Otherwise, have a fantastic evening. I am going to find a button to push, and I am going to get out of my friends. Have a great, great night.